Take me out to California.
Hi everyone, in this video I am going to talk to you about self-care, and I'm going to give you 3 self-care tips. Before I get started, I want to tell you about a competition that Channel Mum are running at the moment, and this is going to help you with your self-care. So the competition is to win £150 worth of vouchers, £50 for Primark, £50 for Boots, and £50 for Lush, and you will get all of those vouchers if you win. All you have to do to win is to subscribe to the Channel Mum YouTube channel and to click the link below this video, pop in some details so that they can contact you if you win and give you your vouchers, and that is it. And the winner will be announced on the 25th of June 2018, so just under a week today, and then there will be another competition this month as well. So if you follow me on all my Facebook, Instagram and here, then I will let you know about that competition as well, because I would love it if one of you guys won. So my self-care tips, these are for parents but also for everybody, but I say it for parents purely because as parents we have a whole heap of other stuff as well as our own stuff going on, and it can be quite hectic. My first tip, schedule. Schedule your week. I can't stress how important this is. I am a creative person, and if left to my own devices, I will just flit from one thought to the next, and if I'm not careful, a whole day will go by and I won't get stuff done. So I have to schedule the whole week, and then I have to break it down into smaller parts. I need to have everything written down because my brain cannot take in all of the sports days, the non-uniform days, the days when they've got to bring money in for this or the birthday parties, and my brain is frazzled with just the kids' school stuff, let alone the household stuff, my work stuff, my life. It's a lot of stuff, so we need to schedule things, and by doing that, by scheduling your week, by taking some time out to actually do that schedule whenever you think that's going to be. Usually for me it's on a Sunday. Whenever that is for you, that is self-care, because for the rest of the week you're going to be far more organized, you can breathe, you can stop being stressed out, and you can be less overwhelmed. Self-care tip number 1 is to schedule. Number 2 is related to that. In your schedule, you are going to factor in me time. Time for you, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's having a relaxing bath, whether that is going out on the drink with your mad friend Gemma, whether that is going shopping, whether that is listening to music in your front room or reading a book, whatever self-care looks like to you, whatever me time, whatever makes you feel good, you need to factor that in. And the reason we need to schedule it is because we could easily not do it. Especially as parents, you are constantly doing things for other people. And if you don't factor in that me time, that time when you can spend time on you doing something you want to do, you'll just continue to do things for other people. And there might be some of you that are sat watching this that are going, yeah, but that's who I am. I'm selfless. I just want to help other people. Well, do you know what? You were not dropped on this planet to be a martyr. You were not dropped on this planet not to enjoy yourself. And that's just not what life's about. Of course you're going to help other people, especially if you're a parent. You already have to look after another human being, at least one, maybe more. That's already happening. And if you need to feel selfless for having a good time, for feeling good about you, then put it this way: you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are burnt out and stressed and miserable, then you will be a burnt out, stressed out, miserable partner, friend and mum or dad. That's who you will be, and you will be no fun to be around. So make you time for you, a massive priority. You have to do it so that you can have, when the next round of something that you've got to do happens, you'll feel rested and you'll feel good, and you'll still have a sense of who you are. If you are a parent, especially mums, often you can get lost in a sea of just that's who you are now. I'm a parent and I just provide for another human being. And you lose a sense of who you are, and then eventually your children will fly the nest and you'll go, oh, well, I've got no value left because I never took any time out for myself. It's important. Schedule in your me time. So create a schedule for your week, then create a schedule, well, not create another schedule, that's confusing. Then pop in there me time. Thirdly, boundaries. Self-care does not happen without boundaries. These could be boundaries for your children. Let's say if you've got children, what are your boundaries? And these, yeah, these are rules, but these can be boundaries as simple as, right, you don't come into mummy and daddy's room without knocking. You don't go into mum's handbag. You don't, you know, whatever your rules are, there should be rules that create a sense of respect and privacy for you as a parent as well. You know, if you let, children like rules, let's be honest. They think they don't, but they like to have a boundary. And so creating those boundaries can make them feel really safe. But it's also important for you as well. You know, don't burst in on mum when she's going to the toilet. That was a clear rule that we set when the kids were really young. A lot of parents don't do that. The kids can freely come in, they can crawl all over them where they're trying to go to the toilet. That's not acceptable in my house. My children aren't allowed to just rummage through my bag. I think it's rude. I wouldn't expect them to do it to anybody else. They don't come into my, well, this is one we're working on, but the rule is that they don't come into my room without knocking or without saying they're coming into my room. Again, it's not that I'm trying to hide stuff, it's just that I think it's respectful and I want them to understand clear rules and boundaries. So it could be rules for your children. It could be rules for what you expect of people around you, what you are willing to give out to people. Otherwise, you might find that some people will keep taking, I need you to do this for me, I need you to do this. And if you never ever say no, I'm talking to you, the person that doesn't say no, if you never say no to anybody, then you will create that lack of boundaries for yourself. That means you're going to burn out because eventually you're going to say yes to everything. You're not going to be able to provide that. You're going to feel rubbish. You're going to feel like you've let everybody down. You will have let everybody down and you're going to feel rubbish because you didn't put any boundaries in place. And then there's boundaries that you create for yourself. So rules that you create, you go, do you know what? If I do X, Y, and Z and I feel rubbish after a bit, and this is not good for me. So I'm going to create a set of rules. So my rules, one of the boundaries that I've created recently is one, and to be fair, I've been really good at this overall. I've stuck to it mostly. I've had a couple of times when I haven't. Meh, that's okay, we're human. But mine has been that my social media cut-off is 10 o'clock. Before that, I stay up really late. I stay up till like easy 1 o'clock every day. And it was very easy to be sat scrolling and then your brain never switches off. And because my work is online, that means every time I go on social media, although there's a sense of fun and niceness and connection with friends and things as well, there's also always work brain on. So if I don't switch off 10 o'clock at night on social media, then it means I never switch off from work. My other work related one was that I needed to only do written work, computer work from my office. If I don't do that, it means that my whole house, I plonk my laptop, I do my work anywhere, my whole home becomes my office. That means, again, I never have switch off. These have been boundaries that have been really important for me. So create your boundaries for yourself because they're super, super important. One of the other things, and we'll put this in scheduling, that I think is quite useful as well, is to schedule meals if you can, to, you know, even if it's a skeleton plan, because it takes the pressure off you, and to plan your outfits. So usually I put my clothes out the night before I go to bed, but I've been really considering creating some kind of uniform for the week because there are tons of studies to show that if people who are successful create uniforms for themselves, look at Steve Jobs. And the reason for doing that is that it takes out the choices that you have to make, that decision making that you have to make every day. Because if you're having to do that, you're taking up brain space and your brain's having to work. What clothes do I need to wear? What's in the wash? What's not? You know, what do I need? Do I need to iron anything? When it's taking up space doing that, it's taking up valuable brain space, and that's how we burn out. So if we can find ways to eliminate all the millions of choices we have to make every day by creating a uniform, by creating a schedule, by creating meal plan ideas, times when we do certain things, times when we do the food shop, times when we do the washing, the ironing, we create that schedule that it eliminates the choices and the brain usage, and we can relax more. And there's proven studies to show that that really works. So pop that in your schedule as well. And if you come up with a uniform, let me know what it is. The more garish, the better. I'd love it if you were like, right, Holly, my uniform is a leopard print onesie every day, apart from weekends, and then it's a suit. I don't know, just mix it up, whatever. But yeah, so 3 plans: schedule in meal time, and create boundaries. Learn to say no. If you're rubbish at saying no now, start flexing it. Start saying no for no reason whatsoever. just because you can. And no is a full sentence. You don't have to go, no, because blah, 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 verbal diarrhea. Sometimes it's just, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to go out. No, I don't. I want to sit in my pajamas today and eat ice cream. I'd like to do that actually. So those are my self-care tips. And then lastly, just remember that you are a human being, you are flawed just like the rest of us, and sometimes even when you schedule and you create boundaries and you create me time for yourself, you're going to mess up and not do any of it and rebel against your own rules. And you know what, it's okay, because you're a human being and that's just life. Just be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, you're doing your best, and all of us are going to fail and make bad decisions sometimes and break things and spill things and say the wrong thing, and just give yourself a break. Yes, you who is listening to this now, you know that you've been hard on yourself, because I can tell, and you needed to hear this message today. So I'm glad that you've heard it. Now go and enter the competition below this video and hopefully you'll win something. It'll make you feel all lovely inside. That'd be great. And if you aren't already subscribed to this channel, make sure you do and click the little bell thing, so you get a ting, a ding, a ding, I don't know, why was it a ding, a ding, a ding? It's a bell. A notification when I do videos like this, full of advice and stuff. See you later. Peace.
Take me out to